teach and review concepts for spelling. So before we start giving the students words to spell with their tiles, we're going to teach whatever the lesson was in that step. And sometimes it's a bigger lesson and sometimes it's a smaller one. So one of the things that you teach in 2.5 is that when you have a 3-letter blend, you are going to use a C because there's another letter after it that is not an E, I, or Y. So that's what we would teach really quickly. And so, Heather, remember how we talked about ways to spell K? Okay, so when I have a word like scram, can you tap the sounds that you hear?
Scram.
Good.
Scram.
Okay, let's build that with tiles real quick. Very good. I love how you use the welded sound. So when we look at this is a K sound, right?
Yes.
Why did you use a C instead of a K?
Because the following is not an E, I, or Y.
Right, good. So the letter directly following my K is not an E, I, or Y, so I'm going to always use a C in that case. Very good. Okay, let's do some review words. So these are not going to be words that have 3-letter blends in them because they're review. So I'm going to go over words that we would have done in the previous step. And we're going to use nonsense words because that's what I did. Brist. Repeat it.
Brist.
Tap it.
Ist. Brist.
Okay. We would do like this. And actually, just to be clear, with review, they might not need to tap it. Sorry. So we would say ist. Okay.
Ist.
Very good.
Brist.
Let's spell brist with our tiles. And it takes a minute with these later steps with 1-syllable words because there's so many letter tiles. Very good. Okay. You can go ahead and spell that away.
B-R-S-T.
Good.
Oh,
You can do that. That's optional. You don't have to make them spell it away, but it can help. Okay, let's just do one more review word. Plinch.
Plinch.
Okay, do you think you can do that without tapping?
Yes.
Okay.
P-L. Itch or plinch?
Do you hear itch or ed?
I hear I.
That's right. Good. Very good. So with a student, if you haven't gotten to this step yet, you might go, but wait a second, there's 3 letters in that blend. There are, but it is a digraph blend, so they only have to blend together 2 sounds. Okay, go ahead and we're gonna put those back. And then typically I would do one more word, but for the sake of time, let's just go ahead and do our new words. So this is where you're gonna have your students spell about 5 words that are in that step that you're in. And depending on if they are doing nonsense words or regular words, whatever they need to work on, you can choose those words from your dictation book. Okay, so we're gonna do the word. I'm gonna do one without a suffix and one with one. Okay, this is a nonsense word. Scrid.
Scrid.
Okay, let's tap it.
Scrid.
Close. Let's tap it one more time. Good. Good.
Scrid.
And sometimes I'll have my students say it slowly, like scrid, so they can hear every little sound. Okay, and can you tell me one more time why we used a C instead of a K?
Because the following letter is not an E, I, or Y.
That's a kind of a mouthful. In the programs I've used before, we called those watch out vowels, and so my student would just say, because it's not a watch out vowel. And I'm like, that would be easier, but we can't say that. We have to say, because it's not an E, I, or Y. There is an I after it, but it's not directly after it. Good job. Okay, now let's go ahead and do one with a suffix, and this might show you why we need to do it this way. So this is how you do words with a suffix that have 1 syllable. Okay, the word is scripts.
Script, scripts.
Good, so say, I think with spelling, we say scripts, and then I say, what's the word without the suffix? So what is the word?
Scripts,
So what's the word without the suffix?
script.
Good, script. Do you guys hear how that T just went away? That's why kids need to say that. So let's do script, let's tap it. Good, script. So long. Okay, now let's add our suffix, which would be what? Would it be S or ES? Good, scripts. Okay, very good. All right. And then for the last part, I want to show you what we would do for spelling. So I left my part 2 word cards at my house, so I'm just going to pretend this is a card with this word on it. And y'all, this is okay. If you can't find the card that has the word on it, it is okay to show them an index card with a red word on it, whatever you need to do. So our word today is going to be world, and we entered it in our student notebook during reading. So this is how we're going to teach students how to spell it. So the procedure for spelling high frequency words in Wilson is first, well, okay, so sometimes kids can write it on the table with their finger, but it's more effective if the kid's really having trouble for them to do their arm out straight. So let's do it together. I know you can't see me, but I'm gonna show Heather. Okay, so Heather, can you stick your arm out straight? Okay, and you can look at that word right now. We're gonna spell it. So let's spell it big, arm straight. We're gonna spell it W-O-R-L-D, world. Okay, good. Now we're gonna do that. Imagine what's your favorite color?
Purple.
Let's close our eyes and imagine purple paint coming out of your finger while we spell the word world in the air. Ready? W-O-R-L-D. Let's do that one more time. You do it on your own this time.
W-O-R-L-D.
Very good. Very good.